Welcome to Big Bow Outdoors Labs, where we're going to do a product review today on the PED Products Action Cam. I know a lot of our viewers like to film their own hunts and are always looking for the latest and greatest way to film those hunts without dragging a massive camera into the woods or trying to get a cameraman to come with you, which is always an exciting proposition. So we've been looking around at a lot of the different types of action cams, and this week we're going to take a look at one originally developed for racing applications by the good folks at PED Products. Right out of the box, you know this action cam is a little bit different than what you would normally see in that it's about the size of a Matchbox car. A tiny little action cam with a lot of power in it. It is 720 HD, and so it's going to take some very nice pictures, as you'll see later on in the review. It's also in a handy little housing. There are a number of different ways that you can mount the PED action cam. Given that the action cam was originally developed for racing applications, it does lend itself to hunting applications, but requires a little bit of modification as to how you're going to mount this on your bow or your hat. They do have a couple of different methodologies for mounting, but what I found the most versatile way to do it, again, is to use the 3-magnet mount that you'll see here. And simply by going out and purchasing a golf ball marker, magnetic ball marker for on your hat, we were able to create a versatile camera situation that allowed us to move the camera quickly from our hat to our bow. So let me show you how we did that. As you'll see, on the brim of my hat is one of the magnetic golf ball markers, and all you really need to do is get the action cam on the brim of your hat. The low profile is really nice in that you don't have to worry about it tipping and moving with your hat. It moves right along wherever you're moving your head and allows you to kind of just make sure that you're filming exactly where you're looking. Now, in a shooting situation, that's not necessarily what you want. In fact, I went out for the first product test and tried mounting it on my hat and shooting my bow, and wound up taking a lot of pictures of the ground. So unless you have a very unique shooting style, you're going to want to also come up with a method for getting the PED action cam mounted on your bow. At first, my natural inclination was to put the action cam on my stabilizer. However, given the fact that I already have an iPhone mount on the stabilizer and a pretty good sized K-Tech stabilizer on my bow, I wanted to find a different place to put it. Many shooters do not necessarily shoot with their quiver on the bow. I, however, do, and that's probably because I miss a lot and have to reload very quickly. So what I did was take a small plate and use some two-sided tape on a very small piece of steel that we cut off. It was simply from an L bracket. I wrapped it in electrical tape in order to give it a little bit of purchase and also dull it down a little bit. And as you can see, if I'm up in the woods in my tree stand and I'm using the action cam on my hat brim, I can very quickly then move the action cam onto my bow to be able to film that shot. And this cam is going to point exactly where your bow is pointed. If you get a nice piece of metal on there, you're going to find the magnets are strong enough that you don't get a whole lot of vibration. So enough talk about the action cam. The real question is, how does the film look? Well, take a look. Don't worry about it. Okay, so we're going to now record at about 20 yards. You can see there's a little bit of sun down there, so shoot a couple arrows at the deer and just see how the camera performs with a sunny target. Of course, I'm still standing in the shade, but the target itself is a little sunnier. Okay, now we're going to stand in the sun, shooting at a target in the sun, and see how the camera performs. So, let's check her out here. As you can tell, I like this camera. The footage turned out really well. It's super versatile and it's really, really small. Probably the smallest one that I've seen so far that takes really, really nice pictures. So what we did was we approached the folks at PED and asked them if they would be open to floating a discount for the viewers right outside. So at the end of this segment, we're going to show you a code that you can use on the PED website and get yourself a discount on your action cam. Additionally, that code will be available at www.BigBowOutdoors.com, as well as a link to the PED website. So if you like what you've seen here, I'd encourage you to go out. This is a very, very reasonably priced action cam, and you can get out there, start filming your adventures as you step right outside your back door.